your daughter is hesitant to come here on Sunday if you are there.
Surprised?
That's irrelevant whether I'm surprised or not. I'm just telling you that that's where the current status is. And I have a solution. I don't know whether it's not, but I'm calling it an armistice in which you make a pledge that you'll back off all this email crap that you do to her, which she either never reads it or just reads it in disgust. And you stay away from her activities in Amherst. In exchange, she will come to family gatherings. Would you agree to that?
I don't know if I would. So thanks for throwing something out.
Well, if you are not agreeable, I doubt that she would, in her current state of mind, she doesn't want to see the hair on your head.
Well, that's fine with me. I'm living my life.
Your life gets some kind of enjoyment out of sending emails to people that don't want to see them? Is that what you're...
Well, first of all, I have no idea whether people get them or not. Second of all, if they choose to ignore them, I don't really care. Everybody's gotten really good at it. How many emails do you get from every state in the nation begging you for money for Trump?
I certainly get myself too many emails from you.
All right. So you just want to live in an island and not communicate. That's fine.
Well, but on the other hand, I feel that I need, and my attitude is the same as Carter's, that there are important emails that you send that I have to take the good with the bad. But I'm pretty sure from her standpoint, she doesn't want anything from you at this point in her life.
Well, then she needs to be an adult and come address it directly with me.
You need to be an adult and respect her wishes.
Mom, you don't need to tell me what I need to do with my child.
Well, Chris, the problem with communicating with you, certainly by email, is that there's no way that I can send you anything that's not going to provoke a response. And then if I respond to that, you'll respond. You just take any issue, and along the way, if you get stumbled, you just go into some other issue. And this is what she wants to avoid.
She's been avoiding everything since at least 2016, Dad.
Not to respond at all.
What?
Christian is the same way. He knows that if he starts to communicate with you, that you'll respond.
Well, first of all, Dad, when have they ever tried to communicate?
Well, we're going back. He's learned that in his relationship with you.
When have they ever tried to communicate, Dad? You make it sound like there's been so much communication.
Certainly not lately, there's not. But
well, define lately, as in a day, a week, a month, or a decade.
See, this conversation is exactly what happens when someone tries to communicate with you. And this is what...
All right, well, so you're basically going to saying that you're going to allow a weaponized teen who is now a legal adult to dictate to her grandparents what they can or cannot do on Christmas. Why don't you just say, I'm not invited? It's fine with me.
She is exercising her right as anyone to decline an invitation.
Well, she did that last year, or she wasn't invited, perhaps, more succinctly. And you know something, if she is demanding that, then I guess that she doesn't have to come. She doesn't have to do anything.
I have not talked with her, so she has made no demands. But I'm telling you...
Well, first of all, why is she communicating via other people rather than communicating with you directly?
This conversation is exactly what your kids want to avoid.
Well, Dad, Dad, when you have interventions or when you have therapy or when you go to any kind of counseling, you have real conversations. You don't tip around like the all around in circles like you and Mom decide that you want to live your life. I'm not dealing with that anymore. If you don't want me to be there, then it's your house and you can do what you want.
Well, I wanted you to be able to be there, and I hope that Olivia's attitude has changed. But I think because of the most recent experiences,
The miserable
her attitude has not changed, and it's hard.
Well, then, she is going to have a birthday coming up, and we'll see what she does next year or the next decade. We'll see if you're still around. You're already beyond life expectancy, both of you.
change the subject.
I didn't change the subject, Mom. How did I change the subject? You're the one that runs away. You're the one that doesn't respond. You're the one that calls me Chris Hudson.
I would like you to record this and play it back, because you're doing exactly what I'm saying, that the kids get frustrated with you and do not want to have that kind of conversation. You're very talented at it. Seriously, that is one of your talents, that you can take any conversation and try to put people on the defensive, and they don't want to go through it.
And what do you do, Dad? You just avoid conflict. So you live your whole life that way. How's it worked out for you so far?
I tried to have an adult conversation with you, and actually in our political gives and takes, we do get an adult. But in this particular...
How am I not being an adult, Dad? What am I not answering directly with regards to your questions? Because I don't kowtow and do exactly what you're asking me to do?
Well, you tell me the answer to my question. No, you won't agree to that.
I did not say that. Those are your words, not mine.
What is your answer?
My answer directly is I'd have to think about it, but my feeling is that that's an outrageous demand.
Not a demand. I'm trying to make an agreement of compromise between two people.
Well, first of all, what is there to compromise about being in a setting under supervision of an entire family as to what I will do or not do in the next year or my life?
Well, frankly, from Olivia's standpoint, I think it's nothing. However, to her, it's very important.
Well, you know something? She's a little princess, and if you want to bend down and kiss her ass, then go for it. You guys seem to be good at it.
I'm not doing anything except trying to make an agreement between two people, one of which has averse admiration for the other, in which we can have a family gathering.
Dad, what do I do to deserve the treatment that I am getting from Olivia? Seriously. You too, Mom. What have I ever done that I deserve the kind of treatment that not only am I getting from Olivia, candidly, I'm getting it from you, my parents. I don't need you in my life. I do it because I love you and because there's respect that I've been taught from you as to the way you're supposed to treat your parents. I've received none of that from my children. And you guys go way all the way around me because you have love for your grandchildren. And at this point, you don't give a shit about me either. So, I'm done with you living the life that you guys decide you want to live, but you got a nice little life. You can have your Creek Christmas cards and you can have all your friends in Hershey Mills and you can pretend to have your little, feel guilty. So you take us out to dinner at Harvest and do things with everything else. If that's how you want to live your life, then that's your life.
Chris, this conversation was intended to open the door for you, hopefully, to your child.
Well, you know something, Dad? I guess I will see her at the next diving meet.
I have nothing to do with what goes on at Amherst, so, that's sadly, from Olivia's standpoint, then personally, I think it's immature or,
Well, have you told her that, or you just avoid it like you've been doing her entire life?
well, unfortunately, I've had little conversations with Olivia.
Well, whose fault's that?
She doesn't respond. I sent her texts, I sent her voicemails, and she has not replied.
Well, it sounds like you got a real strong, loving relationship with her. You can even get her down to the shore for a couple of weeks and she can go hide outside. But at least you get that nice picture of her that you can tell all your friends that everything's wonderful, honky dory. Good for you.
This is your daughter in which you are trying to establish a relationship with, and I'm trying to help you.
Well, then keep trying. But I think the way that you're going about it with this specific instance is wrong. But I know that you are trying in your heart, and I know that you think in your mind that you're doing the best that you can. So take credit with that and be happy that in your mind you think you're doing the best that you can.
Well, you give me your answer. You back off it all. So there's no reason to carry it any further. If she comes, she comes. If she calls, I will do my best to represent your feelings.
And how exactly do you think that my feelings are?
All that you want to do is be able to have some kind of relationship with your daughter. You have no evil intent. You are not aggressive. You've never done anything criminal. And personally, I can't quite see her position concerning the diving mates. It's quite possible that there is some psychological problem that she has of just having somebody that she dislikes watch her dive. But to me, for a 19-year-old, that just doesn't seem to make any sense to me.
Well, as a loving, caring grandfather, it seems like you should be getting this little girl, into therapy. She needs help.
If that's the only thing that's bothering her in her life, and all the other aspects of her life is very positive, I don't know how I could make that argument.
Okay. Well, then maybe you should enlist the other members of your family, since you seem to be trying to end this conversation, to see if they can do a better job at counseling and loving Olivia to realize that she really needs to get over her irrational fear of having someone who happened to like impregnate her mother and create her and is half of her DNA be in the exact same town as her. As a legal adult, yet she can like go hang out and drink and do drugs and dance and everything with total strangers, let alone go to Vegas with Les and God knows whatever else she does, and she is totally safe from everything. But my gosh, for it, if someone who loves her and was with her every single day of her life until she was taken away is too much for her to deal with, then I guess she needs to protect herself and not be at her grandparents' Christmas. Or, you can just disinvite me. It's pretty simple, Dad.
Well, possibly.
I'm totally used to being disinvited. So if that makes you and Mom feel better, please do so. We have plenty of other things to do.
Well, I've had conversations with Kathy in which she appreciated the total invitation, and
Kathy appreciated the what?
I said that everyone would be invited, and I think I should hold by that invitation.
Well, Dad, you're good at changing your mind, including the selling of my life insurance policy. So if you want to like do what's best for you and Mom, and you think that's best, then I'm telling you that Kathy and I we'll do whatever you want, particularly because it's a private gathering. And if you do not want to have us there because you would prefer to see Olivia, I get it. You've been doing the same thing for years now.
Where did you get I sold your life insurance?
When you were going to give it to Joyce versus Kathy.
I never gave it to Joyce. I gave it to you.
You forget that you were going to give it to Joyce, and then we had to go back and forth, and then you gave it to Kathy. But you forgot that. It's all documented in emails.
No, don't forget that. But it was after you had made, and here again, diverting the subject, but after you had made statements that you didn't care about it, I could sell it to anybody I wanted. And that's what stimulated me in the conversation that I had with Christian, that he said that Joyce might like to take it over.
And somehow, because you missed the emails, you ended up giving it to her when Kathy said she would take it.
Of your involvement, because it's what you said to me, that anybody could buy it.
Well, I stand behind that. Anybody could buy it. That's a true fact.
And I didn't sell it to her. I was going to give it to her.
All right, but my point is that in you're being very quick to get it checked off the list. You missed that when Kathy became aware that Joyce was going it, she stepped right in, and then you didn't make a decision for a year because you had to let things cool off so that Joyce could have her little hissy fit. And now, years later, you want to basically try to say I shouldn't be allowed to see my daughter because it might hurt her feelings. How am I supposed to feel when my own father is telling me this? Am I supposed to be happy?
Where are you getting that? I am trying to create a family event in which the whole family arrives.
Well, then I greatly appreciate your attempts to create a family event where everybody arrives. And I suggest that you find a way to have a family meeting with Olivia and have some conversations like you're now having with me that has now gone on 16 minutes. So we're hitting a new record here. You didn't hang up. You're having a conversation. Mom's probably hiding in the back. But we're having a real heart-to-heart conversation. And I know that in your mind, you think that you are doing above and beyond to create wonderful harmony for a once-in-a-lifetime event, which you thought you were doing when you were going to have Christian at Mom's birthday party, but it didn't happen because things happen in life. So he's going to be off to London if he's not already, and who knows whether that'll ever happen again.
No. I asked him if I could invite you to his birthday dinner.
His birthday dinner?
Yeah, we had started out to be just what I thought to be him and Carol and I, and then Sherilyn and family got involved. And at that point in time, I asked Christian if I could invite you, and he actually got very upset that I even brought up the subject.
Well, hold on. His birthday's not till February. You celebrated his birthday, or you're just letting me know what you guys did this past year?
This was last
week. Christian's birthday isn't until February.
It was not. It was, Christian, you're leaving for 6 months for a year. We want to wish you, and we took him to dinner.
Well, thanks for letting me know. I didn't know about that. So it's amazing what comes out the more longer you talk, John.
I tried to have you included, and Christian was upset that I even asked him.
Well, he's a big guy. At least he didn't get the whips and chains out and say, "Bad granddad, don't do that again."
Well, that tells you how far your relationship with him was deteriorating.
And what did I do to deserve that?
Well, he was a spectator, I guess, at the Amherst event.
And what did he see at the Amherst event way behind the glass on the other side of the pool? Please tell me, Dad.
You were a participant in that, and I wasn't. So I.
Well, what do you think it was? Thank God I actually have a picture.
Yeah. So.
And what does that picture show you?
The picture shows 1,000 words, but I don't know what it does in this case.
And what did he specifically say about what I did or did not do at Amherst?
I'm pretty much concluding that he was upset that when Olivia specifically asked you not to attend, that you attended.
I attended Amherst College Family Weekend.
Because there's so much fun talking with you.
Well, it's just fun talking to you too, and I hate when we get into like real discussions here that you just want to get off the phone. You've now hung in there 20 minutes, Dad. You're doing good.
I'm probably one of your best defenders, although I'm not perfect because the material I have with unfortunately gets weak.
Why does the material get weak?
They've reached their own conclusion. It may well be, and I'm sure is tainted by Joyce and probably even Les. You know, Christian got a ride to the airport by Les. He didn't ask me. It been a lot easier for me to take him. But he's got a relationship with Les that Les was the one that took him to the airport.
Sounds like Les has a much stronger, loving relationship with Christian than you do.
That could well be.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
I'm sure that's my fault, though. So don't worry. You just blame it on me. It's okay.
Well, unfortunately, I have to say that overlays.
When in doubt, blame it on your firstborn son, Christian Nelson Duvall. It's okay. I'm used to it.
Well, I think we've used a lot. If you have any additional thoughts after this conversation about what I might be able to offer to Olivia, let me know.
Any suggestions as to what she wants?
I'm just surmising what her problem is, and I would certainly say it's...
So you haven't even actually surmised that Olivia has given you a specific demand? You're just thinking that that's what she's thinking in her mind?
Well, I had a choice. Either try to reach out to someone who has not called me, or reach out to one who's very willing to talk for an hour.
Well, you can talk to me anytime, Dad. I keep inviting you to do all kinds of fun things and keep getting no. But you've now made it up to 22 minutes on a call, so you're doing okay. I mean, usually when you have counseling sessions, you have to go at least 50 minutes. You ever had a counseling session, Dad? Are you that perfect that you got it all figured out? It was really interesting going to Al-Anon with you that one time, and you just like ran out. You just like, I know it all. I'm never doing this again. Why was that?
I'd have to rethink that whole...
All right. I mean, Carol always talks about Al-Anon's really, really hard, and I guess it is. But, you know, I want you to have a wonderful, emotionally healthy life. And I'm sure that having to have these conversations with me are very difficult. So I'm impressed that I've now been able to keep you on the phone 23 minutes. And I'm sure you're stuck with how are you going to go back to Carol to figure out how to, like, get everybody there. Seems like the easy thing to do is just to disinvite me. So my guess is that's what you guys are going to decide on doing.
I have not.
Well, if I had to bet a Duke dollar, that's what you're going to do. And if you do, then you do. I'm not going to crash your party. Like apparently that's what I do with Olivia's diving meets with other people that are there.
I hope is that you'll come back to me and consider my suggested offer. But right now I got to walk the dog.
That's an important thing. Get Charmin out there. You can call. Feel free to call or email anytime. I am totally available.
I'm sure there might be somebody that's better, but Chris, I'm your best defender.
I don't know about that. I think Kathy's actually my best defender. I don't know how she found me and decided to love me and make her part of her life, but my best defender is actually her.
But I'm not sure whether she's able to talk with Olivia.
She actually has talked with Olivia, at least historically, but that seems to have been cut off. So,
if she can do it now, maybe she can talk her into it.
Ask her. I'll ask her. I doubt it, but You know, she's who knows whether Olivia would. Olivia actually did open up at her a little bit, but that seems to have gone away.
Yeah. Well, I think unfortunately your actions.
My actions. I actually went to a diving meet and I stayed away. Those are my actions.
You argue that because to me, I think as a matter of fact,
Parents' weekend was a disaster.
well, I actually. I remember one of the things that Christian said to me in an email was that you harassed the Amherst police.
Really? Does it look? You've seen the emails between the Amherst police and me. Does it look like John Carter and I are harassing each other, or that we have a wonderful relationship? Let's get him on the phone, Daddy. I have his cell phone number. We can have a family meeting with John Carter.
Stop it, please. I've defended you in that particular issue with Christian, and I said I've read the emails that you have sent, which may not be all of them that go back and forth, but the ones I've read to me are totally benign.
And what did Christian say?
He has not responded to me.
Interesting, isn't it?
Sad. You can call it interesting. I call it sad.
Well, sadly, I've become an expert at this insanity. But that's only because I realized that I'm part of this little unique club. And it's not a fun club to be in. Nobody wants to be in it. And there aren't many success stories. And I'm not really expecting there to be one with Christian and Olivia.
Well, you won't accept my suggestion of backing off. But maybe if you think about it, you might.
I might.
You might. Good.
So is Christian's already going to the airport, I take it? He's now in London?
I think, I'm not sure when his plane leaves, but it's usually late afternoon.
So that was today?
That was today, yeah.
Do you know when he's coming back?
Not till sometime next year. Not Christmas.
Does he have a new telephone number?
Certainly not that I'm aware of, but I think he's going to have to do something with his phone once he gets there. But, he's got reason to have business connections here in the States, so I'm sure he will solve the telephone issue.
Does he still get email? Apparently, he actually says he's getting all my emails.
Well, I think emails go abroad, don't they?
Yeah, you can go anywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so he'll be getting emails. But I've sent him a...
But is the email that you're using for him the seed of all Gmail one?
Well, the last communication I had with him, which he did not reply to, which was a benign goodwill, on Boone Vargars, was to his cell phone. It was a text.
And what emails do you get from him?
Just the one that I described to you, where he said, "Are you aware of Chris's harassment of the Amherst police?"
And when did that email come?
Well, probably more than a week ago. He's been in Las Vegas for the last 5 days.
But he's saying that I harassed the police at Amherst.
That is a direct quotation.
Interesting. And I'm guessing you've had 0 conversations with Joyce?
That's correct. Yeah, Carol sent her a birthday card.
Did she acknowledge the birthday card?
I don't think so. But she always acknowledges by email.
She's sick, and she's allergic to so many foods, and she has to deal with all the selling of the cattle, all the downsizing of the furniture, and teach school, and keeps her sanity.
How'd you find out all this?
We know they sold the farm. What do you think? The farm, you just don't sell it and then move.
Well, they sold the farm like 8 months ago or a year ago.
Well, what do you think about all the downsizing of furniture and how to get rid of it?
Joyce is good at that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's go on to that. I was trying to finish.
No, this is good extra conversation. Obviously, you forgot to tell me.
Talk about that at the door. Everybody's cell phones will be collected.
Okay.
So why is Joyce sick? I thought she's like healthy and getting married to Les, and they're going to live happily ever after.
Candidly, I don't think we have any current.
Allergic to a lot of food.
Yes. I guess Carol was getting that in her conversation with Olivia. Is that right, Carol?
Well, I think it was Kristen at the time.
Yeah, Kristen told her that. Okay.
You gotta go. You gotta go walk the dog, huh?
Yeah, well, I've got to go food shopping too.
Yeah. Well, be careful out there on that black ice with your 2-bagger bike. It's pretty dangerous.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're appreciated by the 265 people that received Instacart from you.
I guess those are the numbers that they collected. Although it looks like I'm going to get declined from DoorDash, so I've been blackballed from them again, even though they said that they were hiring.
What is the tenure on your alcohol history?
Tenure? What do you mean?
Or at some point it gets wiped clean?
If what I've been able to Google, it seems like 7 years may or may not be the magic number, kind of like a bankruptcy. So that would actually be next year, based upon on whenever the date is. July 1st of 2016 is when I haven't drank anymore.
Well, hopefully you can take a step up. I think you would really enjoy limousine driving. I talked with John Casey.
Yeah, that could be fun. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm going to go. Good luck to you.
All right. Glad you guys are healthy and doing well.
Chris, we do love you.
I wonder, but I know that you try to, and you're doing the best you can.
Sometimes we all wonder, but you know that we do love you.
I do know. I've been blessed to know that, and I know that this is difficult for you. And I'm sorry I'm being difficult to try to get you guys to grow outside of your comfort zone to solve a problem. And I know that it's very difficult for you. So please know that I do know that you're trying, and I'm sorry I can't just do whatever you say because I know too much. And I know that the only way to solve a problem is first to admit that you have a problem, and then you need to grow and to communicate, and you need to realize that we're all imperfect human beings, including Steve Jobs, who made that quote. We're all imperfect human beings.
Yes, we are imperfect human beings. Agreed.
But we can all try to be better every day. And every day that we wake up is a gift. So we need to make the most of it and not live in fear. The greatest things in life are on the other side of fear. Somehow,
Right.
Olivia needs to realize that, but she chooses not to.
Repent and forgiveness is all part of the deal.
Oh, I forgive Joyce and my kids and everything else. I don't hold grudges against anybody.
Good. Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.